All right, guys, back in the shop with Justin.
Hey.
You just can't stay away, can you?
Man, I love Derby, Indiana.
I know, it's the best place ever.
Yeah.
You brought friends with gifts.
I did.
So we got Neil from Werk-Brau.
How we doing?
Tyler from Werk-Brau back here. Hey. Stay tuned, we'll show you what we got. First off, gentlemen, welcome to Derby.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so you guys bring some gifts.
We come bringing gifts.
This is awesome. Check that out, man.
From Findlay, Ohio.
And check out the sticker. That's a nice touch. That is a nice touch.
We do it for you, we do it for America.
Hey, I like that. And I guess we should say this isn't Werk-Brau. I'm saying that correctly, right?
Correct.
Manufactured in Ohio. And you guys make aftermarket and OEM stuff. So let's start off with, first off, what do we have here? What product is on the floor?
So this here is our 2-tine main pin coupler length thumb, along with just a standard 24-inch bucket. So
okay.
Standard heavy duty digging bucket.
So I'm going to back you up here a little bit so we can maybe educate myself and the people watching as well. From what I know, there's 3 different types of thumbs. You got what I'd call a weld-on or a bolt-on universal thumb. You got a main pin thumb. And you got what we call a Pro Link thumb. Right. So give us a little bit of an example of like 3 of those and their benefits and pros and cons and stuff like that.
Yeah, great. So you hit a nail on the head there. This being our main pin thumb, when we do the install, you'll really be able to tell what we mean with the main pin.
And they call it a main pin thumb because it shares the main bucket pin. And as we're going to install this thumb in this video, you guys will see the main pin right there will be shared with that, and it does a couple things. One is it keeps the thumb and the bucket engaged equally throughout the travel.
Correct. So we've got the main pin thumb there. That's really the most popular thumb, but there's several different options. Different one would be the progressive link, a little bit longer, a little bit heavier, but it gives you more rotation. Right,
now you guys have been watching the channel for a while. You know that I have a progressive link thumb on both of my 30,000-pound excavators. The John Deere has the PSM and we won't even mention the Volvo one. We'll just leave that one out. But the point of it is, and I demonstrated it in other videos, is like the main pin thumb, it stays engaged with the bucket, but it'll go. The rotation is almost full travel of the bucket.
Yep.
Which allows, from an operator standpoint, what that allows you to do is your work area of where you can pick stuff up or where you can load a truck at is greatly improved.
Correct.
And then the other option, which is the most economical, I would say, would be what they call the weld-on thumb.
Yep, exactly. So that'd be a different option. Can be a bit more of a universal style, is why some people go with that, but it's also typically a more narrow style. So a lot of your utility contractors prefer that weld-on versus a main pin or a progressive link, so it can be more narrow than the stick, so you can get the full depth of the trim.
And one size kind of fits all.
Correct.
Now, if you guys remembered, I guess it was about a year ago, wasn't it, Justin? I had the HX145.
Yep.
And it had a weld-on thumb. I covered some of the pros and cons of it back in those videos. If you guys want to go back and watch the HX145 videos, it's better than nothing. Let's face the facts. It's better than nothing, right. But it is kind of hard on a bucket. It's kind of hard on the equipment. I think I said it, it's better than nothing. That's the nicest.
That's it.
That's the nicest way I know how to put it. Now, the main pin thumb, or the main pin thumb, which we're talking about here, this is pretty much the only option from about a 20,000-pound excavator down, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we do have just being an aftermarket supplier, we do have options, but typically from an OEM, you might not see that as a standard option. So this would definitely be the most common for you.
Right. And I have a main pin thumb on my 304, and it works good on this setup. I do like my progressive link thumb on the other ones. I guess one thing is it really depends on what you're doing with the machine. You know, we were talking about earlier, like a utility contractor, he may like that narrow thumb so he can see down the trench and see the buckets, but still be able to reach over and grab a pipe or do something. Yep. A guy's doing a lot of clearing, he may want a thumb with a wider tooth bar on it for grabbing trees and logs and debris and stuff like that. I like the progressive link thumb because it gives me so much more options of where I can grab and put stuff back. It does add a little bit more weight to the end of the stick, but for me the trade-off is worth it. So I got a feeling if I snap my fingers, that thing's just not going to show up on the machine.
No, it's going to take a little bit of work.
Did you come to install?
We're going to help.
gonna help.
Yeah, we know you're the expert, man.
Well, I know, but this camera fits my hand so well. I figured I got a chair over there.
That's why I got a magnet on it too.
I figured I just said.
But the one beautiful thing about the Hyundais and the 8-ton and down is that we go ahead and put the thumb mount bracket on the arm.
Correct.
So no welding is going to be required.
You know what else I figured out since I was running this machine without a thumb on it?
What's that?
Is the bucket curls far enough, and you got these nice little bars right here. You can really cram some stuff in there.
That's right, and that's why we put them there. Those strips are there.
I apologize in advance for the scratch paint. It wasn't me. It was Captain Kleeman, I promise.
I'm sure it's Captain.
It was definitely Captain. We can't talk too loud. They may hear us. He's outside actually working. So, all right. To your point, though, the machines do come from the factory with the mounting bracket for the upper cylinder. And do they all come plumbed?
Yeah, so all of our 8-ton and down, and most of all Hyundai excavators are going to come with two-way piping all the way down the arm. So if you're going to run a breaker, it's there. If you're going to run a thumb where you need two-way hydraulics or versus one-way on a breaker, then it's going to be there already.
Now, is that all controlled through the monitor as far as going from two-way to one-way?
Correct.
Gotcha.
You get down to some of the smaller compact stuff, there's a valve that you have to switch, but on those machines, it's not economical to put it electrically, but on the bigger machines it is. For
Sweet.
this machine going up, it's going to be all through the monitor.
And one thing I want to point out about the Hyundai machine versus the last one is the quick coupler is actually integrated into the machine this time, which is a very nice little touch there, buddy.
That's right. That's right.
I know you did it all by yourself. I know it was all
I'll take credit
Jeff.
for all of it. I'll take blame for stuff too. So if I can take credit every now and then, I will.
We'll give you credit for that.
All right, perfect.
All right, so let's get this. I can't always stand it. I want to get this thing installed, and then I want to go scratch the paint on it. Is that a bad thing?
Now let's do it.
Looking forward to it.
So do I get like a prize if I break it?
I think it's definitely possible, but I guess we'll test your skills.
I don't know if it's the skills or lack of that's going to break it.
Something's going to get it.
I'm assuming the first thing we need to do is get the main bucket pin out.
That would be first steps.
Is it really a bucket pin or is it a coupler pin?
I think we just call it a main pin.
Oh, look at you with the technical terms.
Yeah, we'll just call it the main pin regardless, right?
All right, remove main pin. Where is the instruction manual? Do we even have one of those?
I don't know.
It should have came with it.
I got live talking instruction manuals. I don't need
it.
I don't need.
I'm just here.
Very often what happens is some of these semi-drivers feel the need to take the instruction manual. So I don't know if they like to read that at night or what. But
I'm sure we can figure it out. I mean, how bad can it go?
Can't go that bad.
You haven't watched the channel, have you?
It'll be fine.
We'll do it. Fine.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Yeah.
the two guys that actually know something, they left us to go play outside.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we don't create them more work, but progress has to go on, right?
That's right. The show
So we're
must
just
go
going
on.
to drive this pin out and hope for the best. I think what we want to do is make sure these O-rings don't come out of here because that thumb should fit on the outside of there. So what could go wrong? Can't be that bad, right? Oh, we're gonna need some help. Getting it out's the easy part.
Getting back in's the struggle.
Getting it back in's the hard part.
Close.
You're close, gentlemen. Needs to go just a little bit more this way. Oh yeah. I think we need to find us a 2x4 or something. We'll adjust the height on there. Adjust the height, and then we need to figure out our shims, right?
these two big inches block.
I got some stuff over there. Hold on. Captain, check out our new thumb.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Part of this is compliments of you and your videos.
Because
See, there's an advantage of you posting stuff months before me because now I get a thumb. They would have seen my videos, they would have been long gone.
thumbs up. Did you make a thumbs up joke yet?
All right, that's enough of you. You go on down the road. You got stuff to do.
What am I even doing?
That's a great question. I ask that every time you work.
Can we tell a story on this sometime?
Kleeman, this video is about the thumb, buddy.
Okay, I just listen.
If you watch my channel, you'd already know.
I don't watch it.
All right, see how easy I get sidetracked around here, Neil?
Too many
It's
people around here.
it's just crazy. So, all right, where are we at?
We're
You're supposed to say Derby, Indiana, Neil.
Well, this is a big town derby, Indiana.
Exactly. I like your attitude. I do like your attitude here, buddy. See, I'm not even putting the camera at myself. Now, this is going downhill fast. All right, so what we have done is we got the thumb loosely set up there. We just left it on the pallet and slid it up to the machine. That seemed to work pretty good. But we got to make sure it's centered left to right. If you guys look at the thumb versus the coupler, it looks like it's off. And we actually measured off the stick because the coupler has a collar on one side. And we want that cylinder to line up with the middle of that stick boom the best we can. So basically we measured, we're just shy of 4 inches on both sides. We don't know how to read the little hash mark thingy, so we're gonna come close to, that's not true. It was 3 15/16. But anyways, so from here, we got to figure out what combinations of shims we need to use, correct?
Yep, guessing game.
The guessing, it's not as much as a guessing game as it is a puzzle. And you guys provide this wide variety. This is actually pretty nice here, buddy, of different shims. I'm gonna go with this combination. Nope, no. Hey, that one shim I think will work on this side right there. I'm done on my side. I'm gonna keep this one. Shim number 5 for the left as a win. I made up the 55 part. I just, see if you numbered them, you'd know.
That's a good idea. Think that's going to do it, or one more?
I tell you what, I think that would do it. I mean, everybody wants it to be tight, but you don't want it to be wedged in there. And you got to have a place for that grease to come through.
Perfect.
I like it. So we'll set those aside. That's the shim pack for that side. This is the one shim for the one side. Now, this pin has to go through here a certain way, correct? Because the keeper's on one side?
Yep, so we'll shove it from the right side, looking at the machine or at the dipper, all the way to the left, so the pin retainer can go right through the coupler.
Now this has a different style pin retainer though, huh?
It does, so it can actually be used both ways. So depending on the pin that you're using.
Gotcha. All right, so I volunteered Justin to install the pin. This is like the least fun part of this whole deal.
It's the worst part, isn't it?
It is.
Right,
it is.
So we got pin right here, right?
All right, hold on. We got to get set up here. Yeah. The pin goes in hold, Justin. It's pin installing 101, buddy.
There we go. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. All right.
You've been around here long enough. You're just part of the gang now.
I'm part of the gang.
Justin, I will hold shims.
Try not to smash fingers.
Yep. We were friends up to this point. You're close. Oh.
All right, so that got us.
We got to shim so tight we can't see the hole. So at this point,
we got to go up.
The main stick needs to go up just a shade, don't it?
Well, before we go there, let's get up and get through the coupler.
Yes, sir. You're the boss. Let me get a pry bar and I will assist you in that.
We'll just get a little bit up and through the coupler, and then we're.
So close. All right, go easy, go easy. We got, hold on a second, we got a thin shim, or maybe go in there with that. It's gonna be too much, ain't it?
I think it might.
The other one, yeah, that one's good.
Yep.
That was good.
Ready?
Yep, take her on in. All right, hold on, we need to bring the front of the thumb.
Push this way.
Yeah, towards the outside of the building.
A little more, Tyler.
Keep going, Tyler. Hold on.
This side here needs to come like this. Yep, there you go.
More, you good?
A little bit more. A little more. Right there. Right there we go. Monday. That is a thing of beauty, folks. All right, Neil, we got the pin in. Actually, Justin did that for him. Huge thanks to him. So we got this doohickey here. So explain to us what this thing is for.
So this guy here helps retain the main pivot pin, because what that does is this pivot pin is a hardened steel. So as everything's moving with the coupler and the thumb, this allows that pin to just stay stationary, so everything moves around it.
So it don't necessarily keep the pin from coming out. It keeps it from rotating. It keeps it stationary in there in that position.
Correct.
Okay, so we need to basically weld that off to the coupler right here, correct?
Correct, because if you have too much hanging out, sometimes that might snag on something or existing utilities, so we'll kind of cut that down to be very close
So
to
this
that
is just
flag.
kind of made generic for different style couplers. It all depends on how many shims and stuff you got in there. So,
You bet.
all right, let's get that sucker tacked off. Don't worry, Justin, before I weld on your brand new machine, we did disconnect the battery.
Safety first.
Safety first. Man behind the scenes is gonna be so disappointed he's not here to weld on a brand new machine and I get the honor. I make him weld on all my old rusty, wrinkly stuff all the time and I get to weld on new stuff.
All this clean, nice metal.
I'll give you guys credit on one thing. You got some serious paint on these machines.
That's right.
Like you actually have to put effort forward to scratch it.
Good paint. Good paint.
Good paint. All right, let's tack this thing off. All right, we got our anti-pin rotation device. I don't know if that's the official Werk-Brau term for that. That's what I call it. Now we got to put our retainer on here. Watch your eyeballs. Slides in a little groove right there. We're good to go. What's next?
Good to go. So next thing, we got to get the cylinder hooked up with the two pins, and then we should be able to hook up the cylinder to the actual thumb circuit.
All right. My magic's still not working, so I'm guessing we're going to do this the hard way. I'm assuming it makes more sense to put the top pin in first.
It's up to you. We can take this one here, and we can just kind of lift it up until this one matches up.
I say we put the top one in first, and then we lower it down until it mounts out. What do you think? We got a handy little lifty device there, or do you guys just want to manhandle it? I vote manhandle.
Yep, manhandle.
Let's do it.
Strong guys here.
Okay. So a couple things I do know we need to make sure we do is make sure the grease fitting is pointing out.
Correct.
The service guy does not like you when you put them the other way. And you guys got the expensive cylinders with the fancy little things in the end of them. So with the grease fitting out, that pretty much says which side the hoses need to go on. So the question is, will it slide in the slot?
Line her up toward that pin. Yes, we got it.
Right there's the pin.
That's it.
It's like a well-oiled machine here, folks. Nope, we got an adjustment tool for that. I'm not used to working on new stuff, guys, where everything's tight.
That paint is tight.
Oh,
Look
Go
how
ahead.
tight that paint is.
it's that Hyundai paint again, I'm telling you it is.
Yeah,
Center it up.
it's, close.
There we go.
One more.
So close.
Need another. Which way are we?
Got it. Now we just gotta get our hole lined up for our retainer. Oh, you're good, you're almost there.
Perfect.
All right, insert bolt in hole. Well, that's not gonna go nowhere. So, these get double nutted. So basically you're not tightening down the nut in here, you're tightening down the two nuts together. So that may still move a little bit, but the double nut keeps it actually from working off the end. Does that make sense? Did that make sense?
That's correct. Yep, nut to nut, tight, and then it ain't coming loose.
Gotcha.
So we just got a little.
All right, so what makes the most sense from here? Hook up the hydraulics and extend down and attach?
Sounds like the easy way to do it.
Like the way you're thinking. All right, the guys at Werk-Brau were nice enough to provide the hose kit, and these fittings are clocked on the end. I'm assuming that's for a reason.
Correct.
So do you know which one's left and which one's right?
So let's see here. I believe this one is left. So
Oh, look at him, he changed it up last
Yeah.
minute. Did you see that? He changed it up last minute. So that should go there. Looks like your hose is gonna make it there, buddy. Tighten that down. Then the other one goes on the other side. That's a beautiful thing right there. So I was been told this hose here is on there is basically a bypass. All right, guys. As I'm editing this, I'm realizing that is a false statement. That is not a bypass hose. That is actually the rubber hose they use to extend the hose down the cylinder. Most cylinders either do one of two things. They have a hard-piped steel line, or they will have a second port at the bottom. I do like this system here. Less chance of getting damaged, and if it does get damaged, it's a lot easier to replace. But I just wanted to correct that real quick before we went on. All right, let's get these tightened up, and then we'll see if we can get the machine to make it move. Oh man, shh, don't tell nobody. I think I got the wrong size wrench. It'll be fine. All right, remember, if you tighten these down, you want to make sure that stays clocked the right way, because I've had some of these that are rub on the boom right there. Sometimes you go a little past, then come back. Perfect. You got to make sure you have clearance, Justin. You got to have clearance.
Got to have clearance.
Whoop. Guess that proves I'm stronger than Neil.
Absolutely.
Help.
Especially my finger tightening.
It's always fun whenever you hook stuff up, you play Russian roulette with a loose fitting. Let's tighten this one down first. And we'll tighten that one down. Perfect. Got all of our hoses plumbed up. Got our valve blocks turned on. We got the master at the controls up here. Do we have to do anything special up here to make this work? All right, Justin, so what we have to do on this end to get it to work?
All right, so first thing we're going to go in, we're just going to go into the monitor. We're going right here. We're going to jump into management.
Okay.
And we're going to look at our Aux Flow settings.
So those are the different things you can do?
Yeah, so if you had rotational piping on the machine, you could set those as well. But we're going to set here for a grapple, which is going to be two-way flow.
Right.
And so in this menu, our RCV set, we're going to be on the right-hand stick is where our proportional controls are. Our button set, depending on which way you want to go.
So you can switch it right there. You can switch it depending on
which way you want it to go. Yep.
Nice.
And then our flow setting we'll set here, and we're going to set it to 2. Between this, you can go up to 5 and down, and that's changing the speed.
Right, we'll change the speed of it.
Yep. So we're going to set this to yes, and then we're going to back out of here. So we've set the flow. Go back to our home screen. The other thing that we've got is we've got a toggle switch that's here to activate our auxiliaries. So we're going to turn this toggle switch on. When we turn the toggle switch on, we get our aux button here, our indicator that's showing that the auxiliaries are
Which
engaged.
that means it should move, right?
It should move.
Moment of truth. Oh, we got movement.
Hey, we got auxiliaries. Okay.
All right, we're one pin away from having this puppy done.
That's it.
Tell me when.
All right, come on up. A little more. A little more. All right, we just got to get that hole lined up now. All right, gentlemen, it is time for the moment of truth. The cylinder is on, the plumbing is done, the pins are in. We christened it with an official Dirt Perfect sticker. The only thing we have left to do is put the bucket on the machine and hope the two like each other. They marry up perfectly. You guys look so enthused.
It's done.
It's done?
That's it.
Well, that means we get to use it. That's the fun part. So
That's it. The fun begins.
all right, let's marry it up, see what happens.
You're the man.
Yeah, that's good.
You know how you put a smile on Dirt Perfect's face? New thumb and button. That is slick. Check out that beauty, guys. I may be a little biased here, but that thing looks pretty darn sharp.
I agree.
So, you guys said you wanted some product testing. You come to the right place. I hire Captain Kleeman. He's rough on mirrors, he's rough on thumbs. We'll give you a full report in about 6 months, don't worry. So, no, in all seriousness, guys, this is an absolutely awesome setup. The bucket and the thumb, the machine, everything works up, everything mates great. Well, there's gonna be plenty of videos coming on this thing. I'll give you guys some details and kind of my thoughts about the little nuances on it as we get going. I hate to even talk about it right now, as I haven't used it, so I don't really have an honest opinion about it, other than it looks absolutely amazing. Thanks to you guys from Werk-Brau for making this happen. You guys from Hyundai. Of course, everybody watching. If it wasn't for you guys watching, this would never happen. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. Hyundai said they were sending me the machine without a thumb on it. I'm like, that's fine. We'll make do. We got plenty of work. But now that we got a thumb, we're gonna rack up some hours on this thing, buddy.
Get some stuff done.
We're gonna get some stuff done. So
That's it.
Neil, Tyler, Justin, appreciate everything you guys do. Stay tuned for some videos coming with the thumb. We got some other stuff in the works, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.